Hey, it's Camo for Nashville Access, Facebook Live, the Pie Wagon Sessions. We're here at the Pie Wagon on Music Row with Brandon Maddox. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. We just met today, but your song, Dixie Chaser, was released a little while ago, and it killed. I love it.
Yeah, it's really awesome how it's been. It's now playing on 63 or 64 stations nationwide. It's had a little bit above average for the number of spins, and people are just eating it up out there.
That's cool. Kind of one of the things I think that's driving that, and I was reading your info, you're kind of big in the monster truck world. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to tour with Monster Truck. So basically, it was a halftime show for Monster Trucks across America in 9 different cities. It was quite an interesting thing, and we, I got some radio play out of that. It was really good. So yeah, Dixie Chaser kind of was born out of that whole driving, rocking guitar thing for Monster Truck.
It's cool because that does have a really driving sound to it, and it fits in really nice on country radio, I think. So it's a good place for you to be.
Yeah, we're excited about how it's doing, and we're already thinking ahead to maybe having Dixie Chaser being a line dance kind of song over in Europe, because it's got that feel. Even had someone choreograph it up in Massachusetts, a line dance team. So we're excited about how it's going.
We were talking about line dancing and how big that is internationally, and it kind of died off here for a while. But for somebody up in Massachusetts to get that going, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was up there with the band. They started choreographed dancing to Dixie Chaser, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. They have taken time, and it just made the song explode. It was an amazing feeling.
That's neat. Is it kind of a strange feeling to think people are have come up with a specific dance for your music?
It was kind of unique and cool at the same time. It was like a thrill. It was like being up on a mountain and looking off. It was really crazy, but it was fun. And yeah, I would go back there and feel that again.
Have you ever line danced to your own song?
No, I haven't. Now, that would be freaky.
Can you do that for us today?
Yeah, you could do that. Instead of playing, we'll have you line dance.
Yeah, I think it'd be better playing.
Yeah. For me, that'd be like watching dominoes fall. I'd get confused, and then everybody else would just fall.
You and me both.
Yeah. So let's go back to the Monster Truck thing, because that seems like a unique kind of niche for artists to get into, is finding that little group that they can kind of capitalize on. And did you go to them, or did they come to you? And
well, it was kind of neither one. I worked with Reba McEntire's keyboard player, band leader. And
that's not a bad pedigree to have.
No, not at all. So he produced an album for me, and he had called me up maybe a month or two and said he really enjoyed producing that album. He would like to be part of all future projects. And I said, yeah, I would love to have you be part of all future projects. And so a month or two later, he called me up and he said, so we got this opportunity with the Monster Truck theme song. Would you like to come over here and lay down your vocal on this track and be part of this Monster Truck thing and see if you can get the part? So I went over there to his house, laid down the vocal, and then the songwriter of Monster Truck out of Chicago, he pushed for me to be the artist on the song. And so what happened was there was another band that was kind of debating about whether they wanted to do it. The songwriter really felt like I was the one to sing his song. He pushed for it, and I got to do the role. So I got to tour around, play about 30 minutes at these different Monster Truck rallies, and it was quite an experience I won't forget. So.
That's kind of a unique position to be in. To get somebody of that stature, to be associated with Reba, and to be right behind you saying, I want to be in on this, but also to have that kind of built-in audience coming to you and saying, no, we like you doing it, instead of you going knocking on doors and saying, please, can you give me a break? They're kind of handing it to you.
Exactly, yeah. It was really neat to have that happen. Didn't have to go to them, and it was good.
Because as an artist, you're always looking for new ways to get your product out to people, and that seems like people that may not necessarily think of you are, I'm going to get that guy's stuff.
Right. It doesn't always happen that way, but in this particular case, it just fell right in my lap, and I was really, it wasn't glorified at first. We drove across the country with a backed out car full of merchandise and went in the middle of winter, but we as things progressed, it kind of started sinking into a flow, and we were just able to make good on that whole monster truck experience.
Have you graduated to a band now? Or?
I have, actually. Yeah, we did. We got a band last year, and we've been touring around the country in it. But for a while, it was so cramped in that CRV that we were really ready, especially my wife, because she tours with me. And when all the stuff was in there, in that car, she gets a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, we've talked to a few indies talking about the radio tours and, you know, getting the tiny rental car and being crammed into there with a week's worth of merch and clothes and everything else. That's a tough game.
It is, yeah. Everybody thinks it's this glorified thing, but yeah, you just work. You're working and playing.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this?
I've been touring about 3 years, ever since the Monster Truck Rallies.
Nice.
That's what kind of got me out of the comfort zone, and, you know, before that time, I was trying to write for the big name acts, and I'd had some things bubble up, you know, some holds, some things like that, and had some cuts with some independent guys out there. But then I was always a little bit nervous about how it would work if I tried to book shows across the country, and would I just be in the hole, you know, not making any money. But it turned out to be a good thing. It taught me a lot being with Monster Truck.
It's hard. People don't realize how hard it is for indies to get booked, because club owners want somebody that's going to fill the place, and you want to go out and do originals, but a lot of people don't know you, so they don't know enough to come out. So club owners want somebody who's going to come and play a bunch of covers for them.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 in that way. I deal with that every day.
Yes.
And, you know, the thing is that, you know, I try to mix up, you know, the best thing I can do is mix up the originals with the covers. So they still get out there, but they, you know, but I can appease the booking guy. Is that
kind of, as a writer and somebody trying to build their own career, is that really soul destroying to say, man, I got to go out and I got to play covers again? Is
it gets
hard?
more and more all the time soul destroying, if you will. I mean, because at first it's kind of like, okay, I'll play these covers.
It's a means to an end.
It's a means to an end. And then it gets to be like, okay, folks, I'm not playing another cover right now. I know I told the booking guys I was going to play covers, but for you guys, unless you put some money in the tip jar, I'm just going to play some original music.
And it's hard as well, because a lot of clubs want you to play for the door or not get paid at all, just get tips. And that's a tough gig to make a living at.
It is, and a lot of times, unless I know 100% is going to me and I've got a fan base in the area, I'll turn down those gigs. They have to offer some kind of base pay.
Man, I feel for you. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you're really, really young coming up, but the older you get, the harder it gets.
It does, and with original material, getting that out there, just like you said, you want a place that's going to listen, that's going to be in tune with that, but the majority of places out there turn into nightclubs, dance clubs, and stuff, and they might tend to be all about the country music at first, and they turn into, you know, the pop, rock, you know, stuff at 11 p.m. at night. But yeah, we're out there shaking things up, doing the best we can, getting the music out there through great folks like you and radio people who accommodate to the to people like me, to the people that, you know, we feel like our stuff is very competitive with what's on the mainstream radio.
It's so hard because radio in most cases, especially in major markets, has tightened right up. You won't find any indies, any new artists on those stations. So you've really got to go after those secondary and tertiary markets and even markets below that. And get the ears and then turn those ears into fans.
That's right. Yes, you do. And one strategy that I've been trying to do over the past few years is songwrite and write with independent acts like me. Because back in the day, the way they kind of went up against that machine, which is what Nashville is, a machine, is they had the Waylon Willies and they joined together, they cut each other's songs. And that's one thing that I try to do with other independent acts out there is ride with them and they ride with me, and maybe we can cut each other's material. We try to cross-promote with our fans, and I've reached out to a few and said, hey, will you help me get some likes on my page, and I'll help you get some likes on yours. But really the only way is to try to get those numbers beefed up and try to get those fans coming to try to make a living at this crazy business.
Well, I think if Dixie Chaser is any indication, I think you're going to do all right, because that's a killer tune. You want to play something for us?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
This is where the artist gets out the guitar. and the capo.
Yeah, that's right. This song's called Picture Perfect, and back a few years ago, I was negotiating a record deal on Music Row with an independent label, and it was kind of one of those things where, you know, they wanted me to sign a bad deal, so I decided not to sign the deal. But in the meantime, I was writing with
that doesn't happen in Nashville.
I know, right?
That's really strange.
Yeah, it's an anomaly for sure. But during that time, I was riding with a new guy I'd met up in Indiana, from Indiana. He came down to Nashville. We wrote this in a 5x5 studio. So we were like as close as you and me writing this song. I had this idea of Picture Perfect, and it was kind of came from all the different ladies I'd dated, and dated some 5'2" ones. I'd locked my keys in my car trying to see a lady and try to make it a romantic date. And so I just took all this hodgepodge of stuff and put it in this song, Picture Perfect. And it's out there on iTunes, it's out there on YouTube as well.
Brandon Maddox.
5'2", freckles on her nose, probably not the girl you'd find in a fashion show. Little white rain holds her hair just fine. Those baggy jeans look great to me when I take her out at night. She may not be a 10, but then again, if you ask me, she's picture perfect. On a Sunday afternoon, curled up on the couch, no makeup on or sweet perfume, picture perfect. It's all those little things she doesn't have that get to me, more than worth it. Oh, 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 picture perfect. Our first date, I stopped to buy that rose, locked my keys inside my car, had to call her on her phone. We spent that night fishing in the dark with a rusty old coat hanger. She hit the mark and unlocked more than just the door to my car. Oh, and that kiss was picture perfect, though not quite like I'd planned. She smiled, eyes kissing teeth in the front seat of my sedan. Picture perfect. Just one more memory that, looking back, still gets to me. More than worth it. Oh, 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 picture perfect. She showed me a snapshot from when she was 13. Who'd have thought that carrot top with freckles would be so picture perfect? On a Sunday afternoon, curled up on the couch, no makeup on or sweet perfume, picture perfect. It's all those little things she doesn't have that still get to me, more than worth it. Oh, 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 picture perfect. She's picture perfect. picture perfect.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cool song. It's probably got a lot of relatability. Look at our audience here.
Yeah, massive audience.
It's got a lot of relatability. I think a lot of guys can relate to being a bonehead and doing dumb stuff and having a girl bail them out.
The Bonehead song, that's it.
The bonehead song. Yeah, that could be the bracket.
AK,
yeah.
parentheses.
Yeah, that's right. You've opened and shared the stage with a lot of pretty big names.
That's right. Brett Eldridge in Colorado State Fair.
Nice.
It was cool because actually back in 2008 when I was making my rounds on Music Row, I saw Brett Eldridge meeting some different people, having some meetings and stuff. And so I'd known him in certain circles and had even at one point had his cell phone number in my phone, and I'd text him, and we were on a texting basis. And then it just so happened that my management at the time got me to play at this Colorado State Fair. It was actually me with my management, but they actually paid for my flight to go out there, so that's why I did it. And it wasn't at first a opening gig for Brett Eldridge, but it turned into that over time. So when I saw him out there, I was like, "Hey, Brett, how's it going? It's good to perform with you here, that kind of thing." But at first, it was just sort of a luck of the draw kind of thing. So it was neat.
It's funny, people think, Brett Eldridge just kind of burst onto the scene, but he's been plugging just like everybody else has and trying to, and he's found his, you talk about finding niches, he's kind of found his. He's kind of like a Michael Bublé kind of guy for country music.
Yes.
He can get away with a lot of stuff that, the more down the road country artists can.
He's always had a bluesy soul,
Yeah.
I've noticed, ever since I first saw him playing downtown and about that time. I went up to him and said, "Man, this guy can sing." I went up and said, "Hey, Brett, man, you really can sing, man, and that blues is coming through." So he's always been that way, but he's stayed true with what he does. So
He's always kind of reminded me of Earl Thomas Conley. Just, I don't know why, but he has.
Yeah.
Maybe the beard, who knows. Who else have you been on stage with?
We're actually, this summer, we're going to be playing in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and Blake Shelton is going to be playing right before or right after we do. So
You should do what Sawyer Brown used to do. When they were touring with Kenny Rogers, they were opening the show, and they would thank Kenny for closing the show for them. So you can do that. You can thank Blake for closing your show.
I'm sure he'll like that. He'll probably say something on The Voice about that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, does that, to you as an artist, show that you're kind of getting more notoriety and stepping up a bit when you're getting to open for names like that?
Absolutely. You can never open for enough of those do enough of those kind of shows. But yes, it definitely does show that traction is being made and good things are happening.
In your head, is your career going where you want it to go, or is it still like slow?
Well, the wheels always turn slow. If you listen to Alan Jackson's Chasing That Neon Rainbow, Lordy, don't the wheels turn slow. That's what happens in this business, but everybody deals with that unless they've got money as a vehicle. So, as far as doing this, grinding it out like we are, one wheel at a time, one fan at a time, we feel like we're making progress for that.
If you're watching, when we're done, go to Brandon Maddox's. We'll get all his socials and everything at the end, but make sure you go and like his page, because that kind of stuff always helps.
It does.
You want to hit us with another song?
Yeah.
Here's where I feel for artists to pick up guitar again.
And you're playing Dixie Chaser on the stations, right?
We're looking at that for a super pick, yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, I don't know if I've got over 1,000 songs, so I don't know if I want to waste my spot here playing Dixie Chaser.
No, play it, man. It's a great song.
Okay, I'll do it. So, this song originated because a friend of mine, I've been riding with him for a long time, and he comes up from Louisiana to ride. And one night he said, on riding session, he said, "So I've got this idea called Shot of Dixie." And I said, "That sounds really neat. That's cool. But I think we'll work with that a little bit and see if we can get it a little bit more punchy on that hook, impactful." So we came up with Shot of Dixie, and I'm a Dixie Chaser. And I'd been to New York City and had some management up in that area. And one night up in New York, we went to a quote country club. That country club wasn't really like the country clubs I'd been to here in the South. They were rapping by 11 p.m. and drinking these fruity drinks, and it was just like a nightclub saying it was country. So I kind of inserted that into the song story here. So here it is, Dixie Chaser.
York City is a sight to see. The girls are all about a yeehaw. But hey, y'all, deep south backwoods draw. Be me, I'll be lying. To the bright lights pulled and late one night. Found a spot called the Lone Star. See singers take on a country bar. Girls gathered round to hear me talk. I had them roped in like a cattle call, but a down-home voice knocked me out like I had about 4 more rounds. Like sweet Kentucky bourbon she got. My pulse a working, smooth as southern comfort, hot as white lightning blowing from a still and the Piedmont pine smoke. Your little Dixon from below, the Mason-Dixon. I'm on the trail of this top shelf, 100-proof heartbreaker. She's a shot of Dixie, and I'm a Dixie chaser. Took that Southern Belle by the hand, raced out the door to my 4x4, ran us down on that beat-up Ford. Radio rocking, horns were honking, parked in the spot the cops roped off, hit a hotel, then grabbed the key, and in Route 303, like sweet Kentucky bourbon she got. My pulse a working, smooth as southern comfort, hot as white lightning flowing from a still in the Piedmont pine smoke. Your little Dixon from below, the Mason-Dixon. I'm on the trail of this top shelf, 100-proof heartbreaker. She's a shot of Dixie, and I'm a Dixie chaser. Walked out 2 hours later where I left my truck. The cops were laughing, saying it's been told and you're out of luck. But you should have seen how fast the faces hit the ground when she said, back in the room, let's go another round. On me, like sweet Kentucky bourbon she got. My pulse a working, smooth as southern comfort, hot as white lightning flowing from the still in the Piedmont pine smoke. Your little Dixon from below, the Mason-Dixon. I'm on the trail of this top shelf, 100-proof heartbreaker. She's a shot of Dixie, and I'm a Dixie chaser. Yeah, she's a shot of Dixie, and I'm a Dixie chaser.
They're small, but they're loud. That's Brandon Maddox. Thank you for coming today. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, BrandonMaddoxMusic.com. In case you don't know how to spell it, it's Maddox on Maddox, BrandonMaddoxMusic.com. Also at BMadMusic, letter BMAD Music, Twitter and Instagram. Would love your follow. I do a lot of posting on those. Also on Facebook, Facebook.com/Brandon Maddox Music. So hope to stay in touch. I check those pages. So
Good.
a lot of people don't really check their page. Thank you for having me today, Camo.
Make sure you go, and if you want to discover the music, go and stream it, but then go and buy it if you can, because independent artists, songwriters, man, it's so hard for them these days, and when you buy their music, they actually get paid and get a chance of eating in a week. So
That's
pretty
right.
good.
It's good to eat. I like to eat. And
Thanks for coming, man. We really
iTunes
appreciate
is a
it.
good one too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Brandon Maddox. Check him out. You're going to dig him.